What's it? Is it the life of hotel rooms, trashing hotel rooms, drugs, and that sort of thing? Is that what happens when you're on the road?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Some biscuits are eaten. Pots of tea can be made, you know.
I suppose the other thing, too, that happens when you go on the road is that you renew an acquaintance with fans, don't you? Because the thing about television is that mainly when you're making a series, you're kept away, you're kind of isolated.
Yeah.
Then you go on you're there in front of them.
It's gone mad. I can't walk the streets. Manchester, Liverpool, Nottingham, couldn't walk anywhere. People coming up trying to kiss me on the lips. Which, you know. I'm married. I stopped all that sort of thing a long time ago. And a man tried to kiss me in the Tottenham Court Road the other day.
Just came up. Just
yeah,
without any more ado.
Yeah, no more ado than that. I mean, you know, with the ease born of long practice, I sort of ducked and dived. But
yeah. What about women? How do they
It's more women than men doing the kissing.
It is.
But hey, you know, I'm that sort of comedian. No, but I do get followed around a lot, and when you are on tour and you're in hotels, you're like, and I'm sitting having a pot of tea at the end of the show, and they come up, and men come up and say, you're Victoria Wood, and they always say to me like, my wife really likes you. I can't see it myself, and then they go away. But last time I was in Liverpool, I got mixed up with a lot of weddings, and I'd be sitting in the hotel and with all these wedding parties, they were all completely smashed out of their brains. And I was sitting there, and there was a woman at a table not far away, and she was very far gone. And she was sitting arguing with her family about me. She said, I'm going to go over. I am going to go over. And they said, don't go over, mother, don't go over. And she said, well, I'm going to go over. I've said I'll go over, and I'm going over. And they said, please don't go over. She said, well, I'm going over. So she got up and levered herself up off the table. And she came over to my table and she put her hands there like this. And she had this really low cut, and I thought, they're going to fall out. And we had 2 teacups like this, and I thought, she's going to lean forward. She'll stand up, she'll have 2 teacups on her chest. But so she came over and she said, I've come over. She said, they told me not to come over, but I've come over. And then there wasn't a lot more to say. Then she levered herself up and she went back and she said, I went over.
And there's a marvellous picture of you on all these wedding photographs. And people
I know people saying,
that,
who the hell was that?
Who's that next to our Mabel?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't remember her.
Well, do you think that... you're from the North Country, of course, and so the majority, it seems to me, of stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you'd have been as funny as you are had you been born in Basildon?
No, I'd have been very sad if I'd have been born in Basildon.
Would you?
all the comedians are from Lancashire, Yorkshire, Scotland, or the North East, or a few Cockneys, but I'm not counting them.
but why is that, do you think?
I think it's a sort of disrespectful attitude. I think it's a sort of bolshiness and a sort of laconic. It's partly a way of speaking, it's partly the vocabulary, it's partly just being very flat and not being impressed by anything, which you need to be a comedian. I was once in a chip shop in Morecambe, and a woman came running in and she said, the pier's just burnt down. And this other woman said, about time. I was saying in my show, I do this thing in my show about how I can't open... Oh, it doesn't matter why. It was about the sex shows in Bangkok. I won't go into the rest of it.
Sex shows in Bangkok?
Yeah, I'm just saying I couldn't be in a sex show in Bangkok.
Why?
Because I'm from Greater Manchester.
Oh.
You know, Bangkok is the sex capital of the world and Greater Manchester is the chip capital of the world. Which is why all the sex shows are in Bangkok and all the chip shops are in Greater Manchester. Because if all the sex shows are in Greater Manchester, there would just be girls with their coats on with chip pants going, because I'm not in the mood now, leave it.